excited. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell, but I'm so excited. I want to share a message with you today, super quick, but here's the thing. One of the things that we do as salespeople is we are constantly, what I say, vomiting information, right? We're so excited about what we have to sell. We're so excited about the opportunity of what we have to offer that we start to ramble off things that may not matter at the time. And so keeping those details for after the commitment has been made is a much better plan. One, because when you start rambling off information that doesn't quite make sense to a new prospect or a new consultant that hasn't joined yet, they're really not going to know what you're talking about. A lot of it could go right over their head. It could become overwhelming, and then all of a sudden now they're no longer a prospect because they don't want to join, right? Or have you ever had a time where you're talking to somebody about joining your company and they're like, well, I don't know if this is for me. I'm hearing all of that you're saying and it just seems like an awful lot. That's why details after the fact are much better. Do not vomit information. Because here's an example. When you decide to get your license, as a child at 16, let's say all of a sudden now you just made the decision to get your license. You don't know how to drive. You don't know how to do the things that you need to do in a legal way. Those are skills that you're going to have to learn once you've made the decision to drive. Right? You want to go on vacation. Well, you make the decision that you're going to go on vacation, and then you look into the details. So the decision to do something has to be made first before you expose yourself to all of the details involved in that decision, right? One of the things that I've shared in the last few years is say yes and figure it out later. Well, that is an actual part of decision making. It's part of the process, and part of the process is making the decision and committing to doing it and then finding out how, right? Very rarely do we find out how and follow through, right? Because a lot of times we look at all the details first, we get very overwhelmed because it's not a commitment that we had made already, and now we don't want to do it, right? We back out. Or you decide that this was not for you, and that's okay too. So there's a point where you have to decide if that person really wants to join or not. Are they committed to it, or are they not committed to it? And so making the decision based on a cause and effect or a problem with a benefit, right, is how people are going to make a decision. They're going to make a decision knowing that getting their driver's license is going to solve a lot of problems because now they can get around on their own and not have to rely on other people. Having a business is going to solve the problem of having extra cash. It could potentially solve a problem of being able to stay home with your kids. So the problem versus the benefit is where this is going to be sold. This is where the opportunity is going to be sold, not the details. Not the details of how the business runs or how the business works or what you can get out of the business if it doesn't pertain to me. So if somebody had come to me 13, 14 years ago and said, Edie, you can travel the world, you can make new friends, you can do all of these things with Sensi, I would have been like, I have traveled the world. I don't know that I want any new friends. Or, whatever. At the time, for me, it was that I needed to find something to do at home because I was a new stay-at-home mom and wife. So I was trying to find something to do, a hobby. If that was targeted because of the relationship that I had built with the consultant and they had suggested that, then I might have joined, right? So you've got to find the cause for the benefit. You've got to find the problem to be solved with the benefit. And do not ramble off all the details because it's going to overwhelm and you might lose a consultant or a potential consultant at that point anyway. So that's my message. Stop vomiting information and just ask the question if it's something that they want to do or not, or if there's a problem that they need to have solved, then show them how they can solve it with your